Hey friends, Mary here, your holistic recovery coach. Today we're talking about a topic or a saying, whatever you put in front of your program, you're going to lose. Maybe even before your program. What does that mean? Let's break it down. Anything you put in front of your program, you're going to lose, even before your program. I was told that in early sobriety, and it took me a little bit to fully comprehend what that meant and the value of those words of wisdom someone was trying to pass along to me. To anyone who's not in recovery, dealing with some type of addiction, you could apply it in terms of self-care. Anything you put in front of your self-care, you are subject to potentially lose. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily you're going to lose your job, lose your family, all those things that happen on the latest stages sometimes of alcoholism, or the lowest level of the elevator, as they say. But certainly you could lose relationships, you could lose out on the quality or the integrity of certain aspects of your life, certain areas of your life. So let's talk about it in terms of addiction recovery. Where is your program of recovery on your personal list of priorities in your life? Does it come before your kids? Does it come after your cats? Does it come before your job, your significant other? Putting something in front of your recovery means that your sobriety and your program of recovery is not your number one priority. It does mean putting your sobriety ahead of everything else in your life. Whatever the case may be, whatever things that are the highest on your priority list in your life, what this is suggesting is that now that you're in recovery, that needs to take top priority. Why is that? If you put your sobriety behind those things, then chances are your sobriety is going to suffer as a result. Your program of recovery will suffer as a result. So that means that you're at risk of drinking again. But even before that, you might not drink yet. The second part of that saying that I was told was anything you put in front of your program, you may lose even before you lose your program. So I was like, well, what do they mean by losing my program? Well, essentially, I think they meant losing my sobriety. So anything I put in front of my program, I might lose even before I drink, even before I pick up. Yeah, that's what they were saying. And how could that be? Well, let's remember there's this important concept in the addiction recovery world that suggests the disease of alcoholism or addiction is 10% about the alcohol or the drugs or whatever you're addicted to, and 90% of the disease is really about the thinking and the behaviors that go along with it. And so if you are to put other things in front of your program, you might actually lose some things before you lose your program, meaning lose your sobriety that you've already gained, by being more of a dry drunk, a dry alcoholic versus sober alcoholic. Check out the video that I did explaining the difference between dry versus sober to help understand that further, what I mean by that, and the consequences of the differences. But in this scenario, the idea is that, yes, you could lose things in your life that you put ahead of your program, because if your program is number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, not number 1, then chances are you're not putting the full effort into it. You're not getting as much out of it as you could be. And your sobriety, your program of recovery could be slipping as a result. And that can look like a lot of different things. If you're dry, then yeah, it's definitely going to impact your relationship sooner or later. Those different areas of life that perhaps you originally had higher up on your list of priorities. But by putting your sobriety first, the idea is that no matter what, you'll be improving yourself, improving your life, enhancing your relationships. It's more about the intention that your sobriety comes first, and realizing that if you don't put your sobriety first, you might lose what you just gained, what you just worked so hard to gain. So what exactly do we mean by losing something? Well, chances are if you pick up, you've probably resigned to the fact that something bad's going to happen. There's a reason that you got sober into recovery in the first place. Let's say you're a parent and you have kids, that you might lose your kids if you were to drink again. Now, that might not be in the worst case scenario, like, God forbid, losing custody, or even something more tragic happening in relation to your drinking that causes you to lose them permanently or otherwise. But it can be something more subtle, and it can literally just be about losing the integrity in your relationship with them, decreasing the quality of your relationship with them, impacting them in negative ways due to you not putting your sobriety first. Because when you put your sobriety first, you know that no matter what, not only you're not going to be drinking, but you're going to be improving yourself. You're going to be a better version of yourself. And that will be reflected in all areas of your life. Appreciate you hitting the like button. Be sure to watch the next video, which will also be related to priorities and sobriety, and give examples of how to put your recovery first. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, Mary Vano, for more content related to healing, personal growth, and addiction recovery.